Hey, can y'all hear me over there?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Do I have Adelet, Breslin, Justice, Macmillan? Is that right?
Dana Justin.
That's who now?
You're probably just calling last name. I'm sorry.
Do I have all four of them in the court?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I got to read y'all some rights. I'm gonna read them all together. And then I'm gonna pull you up individually and read the individual rights, okay? All right. You've been charged with well, first of all, we're on the record. Today is August the 29th, 2025. We're here for 230 Bond Court, Orangeburg County. You've been charged with a criminal offense. If you're found guilty, you're facing fine. It could include fine or jail time, depending on the circumstances of the specific offense. You may be subject to additional consequences, including but not limited to increased penalties for later convictions, loss of your driver's license, the loss of your right to possess firearms and or ammunition may be affected. If you're not a citizen of the United States, your immigration status can be affected. And if you're on probation or parole, it could be revoked. You have several constitutional rights. Some of these rights can be waived or forfeited, so it's important that you know them and understand them in order to preserve them. You have the right to representation by an attorney. You may hire an attorney, or if you cannot afford an attorney and you meet certain guidelines established by the court, you can have an attorney appointed to represent you at no cost to you. To find out if you qualify for the no-cost attorney, there's a $40 application fee. Some instances that can be waived and you won't have to pay it. And I'm sending you over some bond checklist material after bond today. And if you want to find out about an attorney in paragraph 5C of the bond checklist form, you can look at that. If you do not hire an attorney, or if you don't go and be screened for an attorney, you may be found to waive your right to have an attorney represent you. You have the right to represent yourself. However, you should be aware of the dangers of self-representation. Criminal defense is a complex, specialized field of law, and there may be specific factual or procedural issues relevant to the charge that you may not be aware of. If you exercise your right to proceed without the service of a lawyer, then you are responsible for complying with all applicable rules of court, including rules of evidence, procedure rules, and proper courtroom behavior. If convicted of the charges filed against you, in order to pay a fine, you may request a reasonable payment plan be implemented to pay that fine. You are responsible for keeping up with your trial date and obtaining the services of an attorney either before it, by hiring one, or getting screened and having one appointed. If you do not appear at your trial with the attorney, you may be found to have waived your right to have an attorney represent you. And lastly, it's your duty and obligation to keep the court notified of any change of address until the completion of your case. All right, y'all understand that? All right. All right, let me have, I can pronounce it, Adelet. Okay, let me have you up first, please.
That's it. That's it.
I don't know what it is. All right. You have been charged on warrant number 2025-838-107-00955. Homicide, reckless homicide, death results within 3 years caused by injury from a vehicle. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So your roll call, first appearance in general sessions has been scheduled for October 29th, 2025. And that's at 151 Docket Street, and that's at 9 o'clock. And I'm sending you, like I said earlier, I'm sending you over this paperwork, okay? So you know where you need to be and what you need to do, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, a warrant may be issued if you, the warrant may be issued if you violate any condition of a bail bond order. You have a right and obligation to be present at your trial, and your trial may proceed in your absence if you fail to attend. And your failure to appear as required may result in the institution of additional criminal charges being filed. Since this is a general sessions charge, you have the right to have a preliminary hearing. And you must request that hearing within 10 days. I'm sending you over the paperwork to request that hearing. You have the right to have a trial by jury. You have the right to have an attorney. Like I said earlier, you can either hire a private attorney if you cannot afford an attorney. You meet certain guidelines. You can have an attorney appointed to represent you. There's a $40 application fee. Some instances that can be waived and you won't have to pay it. The charges that are brought against you are dismissed, discharged, null, priced, or if you're found not guilty, you may have them expunged from your record. And lastly, it's your duty and obligation to keep the court notified of any change of address until the completion of your case, all right?
Yes, sir.
At this time, where's Brian? You want to speak on this case?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon.
So on the night of August the 10th of 2025, Anthony Adams knowingly drove a motor vehicle on a suspended license with a reckless disregard for the safety of the motoring public in mind. Adams' action not only affected the family, but affected the community of Orangeburg and state of South Carolina as a whole. Adams has shown that he's a danger to society after showing disregard for the laws of this state and contributing to 4 collisions in the past 2 years. The fact that he has a 7-page criminal history filled with both driving violations and narcotics violations. Adler also has a failure to appear on his criminal history, showing he has disregard for the court system. They wanted to believe that Adler will not appear for his court proceedings. Due to this fact, the state's requesting that Adler's bond be denied. And if the bond cannot be denied, the state is asking for a high cash only bond with GPS and one parameters set.
Okay. All right, does anybody else want to speak?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay.
At this time. We also, from the Office of Victim Services Division, we also concur with investigators Part Half recommendations from the state. We would also like to add a no contact order that will give us a chance to heal during this process. And Your Honor, I also have the wife of the deceased victim, period forward. She does have an impact statement she'd like to.
Okay, all right, you may proceed, ma'am. Sorry, that's the thing.
On Sunday, August 10th, in the early morning hours, I received a phone call that no spouse or family member of a law enforcement officer ever wants to receive. I answered the phone to hear the word that would forever alter the course of my life and the lives of so many others. Jade, has anyone called you yet? There was an accident and Dennis got struck by a box truck and is on the way to the hospital. The scream that came from the depths of my soul that morning shook our home in a way none of us will ever forget. That phone call was the beginning of my worst nightmare. The miles that separated me from the love of my life felt like more than 1,000,000. The drive to the hospital was endless, and the scene that awaited me in the ICU room was nothing short of devastation. Just 3 days later, on August 13th, my sweet Dennis succumbed to his injuries. As I held him in the bed one final time, in that moment, my world shattered. What was stolen from me, from his mother, my siblings, his baby niece, his mother-in-law, his grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, friends, his fellow troopers, and from the community Dennis served, you can never comprehend. Dennis was not just my husband. Dennis was a light in a dark world. He was love, safety in the storm, laughter on rainy days, hope and despair, comfort and fear. He was a man of integrity, compassion, and joy, who gave more of himself to others than he ever kept for himself. He had so much more to give and so many more years to live. Because of Mr. Adelet's actions, our future was stolen. The family we dreamed of building together is gone. The children we planned, the home we were creating, the life we imagined, it all died with Dennis that day. I wake up each morning to a silence that cuts through me, knowing the person I was meant to share my life with is no longer here. His mother will never again hear her son's laugh or feel his arms around her. His baby niece will grow up without the uncle who adored her. His fellow troopers lost not only a colleague, but a brother in uniform who had their backs no matter the danger. And this community lost a protector who truly believed in serving with honor, courage, and love. Every holiday will now be filled with emptiness. Every milestone that should be joyful, birthdays, anniversaries, family gatherings, will now carry pain. Even the smallest things, like hearing a song you love, passing by a place we shared, or seeing a uniformed officer, are daily reminders of what I've lost. His actions didn't just end Dennis's life, they changed mine forever. He was negligent. He had a responsibility to ensure he was well enough to be able to operate the vehicle safely. He was driving under suspension. My husband was on a call, running code, blue lights activated, and even had his reflective vest on. I live with grief that doesn't fade. I carry trauma that doesn't heal. I have to learn to exist in a life I never wanted, and one that feels incomplete without my Dennis. Nothing this court decides can undo the devastation. Nothing can bring Dennis back. But I stand here today so that his life and his loss are not invisible. I need everyone in this court to understand that Dennis was not just another name, not just another case. Dennis was a husband, a son, a brother, a friend, and a protector. Dennis was loved beyond measure. And because of his choice, Dennis is gone.
Thank you. Sorry for your loss. All right. All right, Mr. Adelet, what is your correct mailing address?
1044 Steel Chase Lane, Hanahan, South Carolina, 29410.
All right. How long have you lived there?
2 years, 3 years,
Where did you live before that?
in Somerville, South Carolina.
Do you have a job?
Yes, sir. I work for myself,
Um,
self-employed electrician.
okay. Are you married, have any kids?
No, sir.
So, do you have any other pending cases against you right now?
I was due to go to court, I'm sorry. I had a court date for a plea for my charges stemming from 2021 that I missed because I was in here, and that was it.
And what was that charge?
I think it was trafficking.
Okay. So, are you on probation or parole for anything?
No, sir.
So, what's your phone number?
843-668-8401.
Did anybody else want to say anything for?
Yeah, on behalf of the Highway Patrol, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Bob Galvin, the Deputy Commander of Administration. We're strongly opposed to him being released for the reasons outlined by Ms. Riggs and Sheriff's Office.
I understand that. I understand he's been in jail on a DUS first offense since, I guess this happened. So one of my conditions of bond is, obviously to have no contact with the victim in any way, no calling, no texting, no social media, no third party, which means you tell somebody to tell them something. None of that, you could be arrested and put back in jail. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Second is, if you're able to make bond, not to leave the state without permission of the court. All right, at this time, I'm gonna set your bond. I'm gonna go ahead and set your bond. I'm gonna set it at $225,000 cash surety. All right? Good luck to you, sir. I'll take like a 10-minute reset. So. Be back. Thank you. Hey, all right, Mr. Adelat, another condition of my bond, I inadvertently passed it, is, I understand you were on an ankle monitor, on the DUS first. My
Yes.
ruling also is, for that ankle monitor GPS, to continue. And, before you get out, you have to have a GPS monitor, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you. Thank you.